What's up, y'all? Welcome back. We here today with some stand-up comedy. It's called Catfishing the KKK. Already drew me in, and it's a black guy. His name is Josh Johnson. Never heard of him before, but always open to try some new things. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I drop some more heat for y'all. And let's get into it.
He was named one of Comedy Central's new faces to watch, has been featured on season 1 of Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. Please welcome Josh Johnson.
I grew up in Louisiana. Yeah, see.
Just the one though.
Whenever I do that, some people will woo, but that's for New Orleans, which is the best part. Like, New Orleans to Louisiana is like if you had the most beautiful blue eye, but your whole face was fucked up. Like, that's what that's what it's like being from that state. Yeah. But I grew up in Louisiana, and when I was 13 or 14, my family got the first like home computer. Like, still, like, it had a whole city behind it with a big monitor, but like it was a computer. And my mom was really excited because it meant now I could do my homework at home, and I wouldn't have to stay at the library for hours. And I was excited for different reasons.
What are those reasons, Josh?
Right. And like, I don't know if I'd scream it, but I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I had a couple. I had like the bunch, you know, like the type 5, but like not a lot of friends to do things after school with or anything. I wasn't particularly athletic, so after school I just had to go home. Like, if you're not gonna play a sport or you're not gonna like join a mathletes club, you have to go home. We can't just have you sitting here with the other kids that are doing things. And so I went home, and I was also a point in my life where I was being left alone at home for the first time. So I was 14, and my mom's like, "Look, if you die while I'm not here, you were never gonna make it.
Yo.
So like,
What?
you need to start fending for yourself. You should know how to use an oven, you know." And so I would get home, and I beat my mom home by like 1 or 2 hours, you know. So I was just me at home alone with the computer by myself for like 1 or 2 hours. And so I discovered Craigslist.
What?
And I was so fascinated, like the fact that you could look up all these like misconnections and like favors and like odd jobs and renting apartments. So I would just get home from school every day and just like read Craigslist nonstop, just like,
really?
like every facet, like men seeking women, women seeking men, like every part of Craigslist. I was just like people selling their car, but like trying to give the backstory so they could use words to somehow overshadow the beat up car that they were trying to sell. It was like, there's a lot of history behind it, because you don't know this car was the car that like Snoop Dogg rode in the back in once, and he got really sick and threw up. That's why there's that stain there. It's like a Snoop Dogg stain that like no one would have got otherwise. Like, you can only get a Snoop Dogg stain in this car. And so I would do it. I would just read Craigslist every day after school. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this, but I would be like really excited to get home. Like, I just be like, oh man, where are we gonna have now? Because like I'd even read the misconnection and be like, hey, look, I met you and we were at a club, and you had like hair and stuff. And I remember you had one eyebrow, which is weird that you didn't start with you had one eyebrow. You had the thing that most people have and one eyebrow, and we just had a great conversation. I couldn't really hear you, but like I could feel you.
What?
And so if you reading this right now, hit me up. And so naturally, when you're 13, 14, whatever, you're not a person yet. So you're
not a person yet.
kind of a monster. And it wasn't long before I came home reading Craigslist every day before I decided to get involved. And so I started just like starting these correspondence with people, you know, like on misconnections or what. I'd pretend to be the person that they had the conversation. I was like, yeah, baby, I got one eyebrow and the other one coming in, you know? And I was doing it every day for like months. And then some people, I would give myself away by being too into it and they know it wasn't the person and they wouldn't respond. But other people, we get like a long correspondence for a while. And I remember one day I was, sitting at the computer, just really excited to get into it. It was just a Tuesday and I didn't have anything else to do. And this was a 2-hour window day, not a 1-hour window. And so on this particular day, I was just scrolling through all of Craigslist and I saw that there was an ad. The ad just read, "Join the KKK." Question mark. And so naturally I was like, dope.
Damn, get out.
And so I started a correspondence with this dude named Dale.
Dale? Of course.
And like, I felt kind of bad because like, if you're hurting that bad in 2004 for recruitments that you need a Craigslist ad, then we must be making progress.
Fair enough.
You know, the world's getting better. And so I talked to Dale a little bit, you know, just emailing back and forth. I was like, hey, what's up? I'm white. You want to chill sometime and talk? And by chill, I don't mean the way black people use chill. I mean actually go somewhere cold and hang out together as friends. And to my surprise, the next day, I had an email from Dale that was like, hey, great to meet you. You seem like a cool guy. And all of our correspondence for the first couple days was like the most basic, just like, oh man, you like Star Wars too? So do I as well. Like I couldn't be natural on the thing. Like I was so nervous every time I typed. But then once we really got like a rapport built up, he was like, we should meet. I want you to meet the brothers.
We should meet.
I was like, that sounds great.
That sounds great.
And I grew up in Alexandria, Louisiana, which if you've never been there, don't know what it is, you're doing fine. So I guess you don't need to. But there's this bar called Finnegan's. And I was like, hey, Dale, look, just meet me at Finnegan's and we'll sit down, we'll have a chat and everything. And then if you really like me, you can introduce me to the other brothers and we can all be a family. And so the next day comes, and naturally I don't show up. I don't want to die. I was never going to. That'd be insane. No. But he hits me up the next day after school. And I should point out that, like, for 2 weeks, I was running home mainly to talk to Dale. I wasn't even reading Craigslist anymore. I had 6 friends, and Dale was one of my best ones. But I came home the other day, and he was like, hey, I went to Finnegan's, and I waited on you, and you didn't come, man. Why would you stand me up like that? And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. And so I came up with an excuse, and this is like, you know, we're talking 2004. We're talking before, like, everybody had a cell phone, you know? So it's like some people still, you know, didn't have a cell phone, and they made plans and they went out and they did them, you know? And so if there was a hiccup, you just had to roll with it because you couldn't just text someone like, hey, I'm totally not going to abide by the plan now. I've chosen a different plan. I'm letting you know now. So for a week, I just like kept getting Dale to eat and shop alone. Like, and each time I had a great excuse. Like each time I was like, oh, my mom fell, and like I just had to be there with her and everything. And every day he understood, and he was like, you know what, you did the right thing, brother. You know. And I remember one day especially he was particularly upset because he had come home, obviously come home, emailed me that evening, but I didn't see it till the next day. And he was like, you never came to Target. I was in Target by myself for 3 hours. I bought a popcorn maker. I don't even need a popcorn maker. I was just in Target by myself and bored, and I was waiting on you. I got a popcorn maker in front of me, and what are you going to do about this popcorn maker? And I was like, bruh, I'm so sorry. And by bruh, I do mean shorthand for brother, not the way that black people use it. I'm so sorry. I just, my girlfriend, she tripped. And it was always women falling. Like, I'm surprised that he never caught on. Every time it was like, oh, yeah, my great aunt just hit a stair. Or, just the worst lies. I was a 14-year-old idiot. And even now, I'm like, wow, like, I was alone with a computer, and I just catfished the Klan. I can't think of anything dumber or more porn would have been better. Porn would have been normal. You thought you were about to hear a story about porn. And instead, it just took a wild turn. And then finally, after, I think it was a week and a half, he was very resilient. They must be hurting for numbers. Because after a week and a half, he was finally like, okay, you know what? Ball's in my court now. I'm going to set a time. I'm going to set a place. And if you don't come, then don't ever talk to me again. And I was like, fair enough, okay? You've been so patient with me. I really just want to be part of the brotherhood. Just let me know where I need to be. And then he picked Finnegan's again. There's not that many places to go in my town. And naturally, I didn't show up. I didn't hear from him again. And I've noticed this trend online that's kind of disheartening, where like now people are being called racist, but for like nothing. Like actually not. I'm petty, so I'll read the whole thread. And I finish the entire thread, I'm like, oh, that was it? I don't even think that's a thing, like, oh, you said this, you tweeted this one thing one time, you must be a racist, or like, you voted this way, you must be a racist. You're a whole racist by a person who doesn't know you. And I'll tell you, as like a black dude that grew up in the South, I don't think you're racist until you go to your second Klan meeting, all right? Like, look.
Get out of here.
Because maybe the first one, maybe your buddy Dale just invited you to a barbecue, all right? Everybody loves barbecue, okay? You get there, there's delicious barbecue. There's dry rib, there's sloppy, it's all happening. You see somebody put on a white hood, you're like, I don't know, a costume barbecue, that's a little odd. But you just keep eating. There's corn on the cob, there's collard greens, there's brisket, there's pulled chicken, it's all delicious. And then there's a burning cross in front of you, and you're like, I'm already here. I say this because it happened to my friend Jordan, okay? He accidentally went to a Klan rally because without knowing what I was doing, my buddy Jordan, who was about 3 years older than me, actually met Dale.
Hey, yo.
And got invited to a barbecue. Turns out Klan rallies don't just start, they ease you in with a barbecue. And he was like, I know what to do. I ate all the food. I can't miss the meeting. So he stayed for the entire Klan rally and went home immediately, called me. I came over. We talked about it. Turns out a Klan rally is exactly what a Klan rally is like. There were no spoilers. But just past his head in the kitchen, I could see a to-go plate. And I was like, Jordan. Are those clan ribs? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, can I have some? And it hurts me as a black dude that grew up in the South to say that the Klan makes the best ribs. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what kind of rub that is. Who would have known that you can't taste racism? It's delicious. Okay? It was to the point where I was like, I think you need to join. I need these every Sunday. These are amazing. Guys, I'm Josh Johnson. Thanks so much.
I like this guy. You know who he gives me the vibe of? He reminds me of Donald Glover. Anybody that doesn't know him, Childish Gambino. If you don't know him, Google him. You won't regret it. One of my favorite artists and comedians. I wish he would go back to stand-up. I wish he would. But he has a family now. I know there are plenty of comedians with families, but he's getting his priorities straight. But thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had a good laugh just like I did. I might put some more Josh Johnson on the list. That was great. And until next time, bro, I appreciate all of y'all. Always, I gotta let y'all know I love every single one of y'all. Thank you for your unwavering support. And peace out.